Tonight on News Prime, Tinubu arrives in Saudi Arabia for joint Arab-Islamic summit. The Sudan envoy seeks Nigeria ECOWAS support to end crisis. On the business, Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority introduces mobile app to curb airline delays and protect passengers. At the first, Moscow is targeted as Ukraine-Russia trade drone attacks. On the sports tonight, We African Women's Champions League get $600,000, the CAF tells Edo Queens and others. Hello and welcome to News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Edikan Michael. A reminder that we are on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nicomsat. We begin tonight by informing you that President Bola Tinubu arrived in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia to attend the joint Arab-Islamic summit. The president touched down at King Abdulaziz International Airport, where he was welcomed by the deputy governor of Riyadh's region, Prince Mohammed bin. The summit convened by the King Salman and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who focused on the key issues affecting the Middle East, particularly the ongoing Israel-Palestinian conflict. President Bola Tinubu has appealed to Nigerian graduates to exercise patriotism and avoid the temptation of seeking greener pastures outside the country. Many thanks for staying with us on News Prime. And now the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has urged President Tinubu to stop the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, and Nigeria's 36 governors from usurping the authority and responsibilities of the National Judiciary Council and heads of courts through the giving of cars and houses to judges. The organization says it believes such actions likely indicate that the judiciary is becoming submissive to executive arm of government. SERAP's Deputy Director Kolawole statement also urged the President to direct the Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice Lateef Fahimi to challenge in court the constitutionality and legality of the practice of members of the executive giving cars and houses to judges in Abuja and across the state. Now, members of the National Assembly are currently divided over the controversial tax reform bills introduced by President Bola Tinubu-led administration. The president had on September 3rd transmitted 4 tax reform bills to the National Assembly for consideration. The reforms stemmed from the recommendations of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal and Tax Reforms headed by Taiwo Oyedele for the review of existing tax laws. The bills are the Nigeria Tax Bill 2024, which is expected to provide the fiscal framework for taxation of the country, and the Tax Administration Bill, which will provide a clear and concise legal framework for all taxes in the country and reduce disputes. Disclosing that about 260 civilians have been killed in the conflict since October 20, the envoy was one that could establish the neighboring countries of not taken serious. The war, which started in April 2023 following a power struggle between the Sudanese armed forces and the Army's former parliamentary allies, escalated on October 20th after the RSF area key commander was reported to have defected to government forces. It began when tensions between the army just left one position ahead of international backed transition to civilian rule erupted into open conflict. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has announced that he will present the the state's 2025 budget to Victor Okojambo-led State House of Assembly. For Ahmed, these statements are the official commissioning of 2 ultra-modern community town halls and the launch of a tertiary scholarship empowerment program by the Speaker at Akiama and Ganga communities in Bonny local government area of River State. These was contained in the statement issued in Port Harcourt by the Governor's Chief Press Secretary Nelson Chikudi. The Governor noted that the state government will continue to collaborate with the Assembly to improve the lives of Rivers residents, highlighting the positive relationship between the executive and legislative branches as demonstrated in the screening of nominees and the prompt passage of executive bills. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA has foiled an attempt to smuggle illicit drugs to the UK, discovering them hidden in the parcels of tiger nut and the bags of groundnut. The agency's Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, while sharing video on X, also warned against accepting packages without thoroughly checking their content. Edo State Governor-elect Mondo Pablo has accused the outgoing governor, Godwin Obaseki, of doing everything possible to frustrate a peaceful transition of power ahead of his swearing-in on Tuesday. This was a reaction to Obaseki's earlier statement where he said he's yet to get the invite for the swearing-in of Pablo scheduled for Tuesday. In a statement signed by his media head, Gaspar Inebe, in Abuja, Obaseki had alleged that the governor-elect and his party, the All Progressive Congress, were planning to his inauguration without consulting or involving the state government in the preparations. The governor condemned the planned action, which he said was lawless. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kekereekun, has said that while the judiciary has many upright and courageous judges, a few of them are giving it a bad name. Justice Kekereekun spoke at a public discussion organized by the Movement for Islamic Culture and Awareness in honor of Justice Abiru's elevation to the Supreme praised Nigeria's judiciary for the dedication. She noted that ordinary citizen viewpoint and how well ethics, morality, and the law coexist must be considered. Justice Kekereekun added that public acceptance of the law and also hinge on its alignment with fundamental principles, the need for clarity, stability, and independence of the judiciary, as well as a fair exercise of authority by law enforcement. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Betogun, has banned the Western Nigeria Security Network, condemned Amotokun and the Vigilante Corps, among others, from participating in Ondo governorship election. And now no fewer than 17 political parties who participate in elections slated for November 16, 2024. In a statement released by the force spokesman Muyiwa Ayobi, the police chief ordered the deployment of officers from various specialized units, including the Special Intervention Squad and the Police Mobile Force Counter-Terrorism Unit and the Special Protection Unit Explosive Ordnance and the K9 Unit, among others. He noted that aerial patrol will be conducted while the police helicopters, while the gunboats will patrol the state waterways and riverine areas to ensure security across all terrains. The Defense Headquarters, the HQ stage troops deployed for counter-terrorism operations have eliminated a total of 169 terrorists and arrested no fewer than 641 suspects in various theaters of operation. The HQ said that 70 of the terrorists were killed in the Kuala Lumpur state by the airstrike. A statement by the Director of Defense Media Operation, Major General Baba Edward, also says that several terrorists were dislodged from their hideout. And now the operative of FCT Police Command have arrested a car theft kingpin in Abuja and recovered exotic cars. A spokesperson for the command, SP Josephine Ade, who made the disclosure, hinted that on October 10, 2024, Philemon Oluwa reported to the Central Police Divisional Headquarters after his vehicle, a Honda Accord 2006 model ash color with registration number RBC40, was stolen. She said Oluwa's cars developed a mechanical fault and a friend recommended that he engage a mechanic from Apo Mechanic Village, FCT, named Abdurrahman Sadiu. Now, a tragic road accident claimed the lives of 15 people in Mariwa village along the Funtua-Sokoto highway. The Federal Road Safety Corps described the incident as avoidable and preventable, attributing it to poor vehicle maintenance and driver negligence. A statement by the Corps spokesperson Olusegun says the crash occurred around 11 a.m. when the Toyota IS bus loaded with passengers from Kano suffered a tire burst, causing the driver to lose control. The bus collided head-on with a Scenic truck operated by the Dangote Group. The impact led to the multiple casualties and primarily among bus passengers. Kogi State government has said that it has commenced the identification registration for members of Motorcycle Operators and Tricycle Owners Association of Nigeria. The State Commissioner of Transportation, Otoluku Victor Levy, stated these while addressing newsmen in Lokoja. Levy told journalists that the overriding importance of the exercise is to get an accurate number of members of the unions and possibly checkmate the infiltration by criminal elements. A number of terrorists were eliminated in the 9th raid carried out by the Nigerian Air Force, and the operation was confirmed by the NAF spokesperson Air Commodore Olusegun Okimboyo, who said that the air component of the operation had launched a series of independent air interdiction missions to assist the armed forces of Nigeria renew the effort to eradicate criminal activities in the northwest. Akimboyo noted that the air campaign dubbed the operations and commenced with a series of targeted night operations within the strongholds of the notorious hand bandit in Zamfara and Kebbi State. The World Health Organization and the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have committed to guiding the development of targeted mpox vaccine preparedness and deployment plans to ensure the efficient use of available doses. The African Center for Disease Control in a statement noted that with anticipated mpox vaccine deliveries to Africa region in the coming month, countries had requested support in identifying and mapping mpox based on local epidemiology and planning the targeted vaccination strategies to reach populations at risk of mpox. The Director General of Africa CDC, Dr. Jean Kesse, added that the swift actions of the countries across Africa to roll out targeted mpox vaccination strategies reflect on the extraordinary commitment to protecting those most vulnerable. Achieving this progress within a short window underscores the ambition and resilience of member states to halt the transmission as they've guided risks the populations. Watching the News Prime here on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, when News Prime returns, Chad accuses Sudan of aiding rebel forces. We'll bring details of these as well as foreign and sports stories after this short break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for sister with us in News Prime, and on to the rest of the news. And beginning with business, the federal government budget deficit has risen to 7.5% of the country's gross domestic product as of August 2024, reflecting a significant widening of the gap between government revenue and expenditure. A member of the Central Bank of Nigeria Monetary Policy Committee, Mohammed Abdullahi, disclosed this in his personal statement at the 297th committee meeting. This was as the CBN economic report revealed that Nigeria's fiscal deficit surged to 4.53 trillion naira in the second quarter of 2024, up from the 3.88 trillion naira in the previous quarter. In simple terms, a fiscal deficit happens when the government spending exceeds its revenue from taxes and other sources. It means the government is spending more money than it's bringing in. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, in partnership with an insurance company and international technology firm, has launched a mobile platform designed to minimize passenger and ensure the compensations that delay from airlines to travelers whenever the delays exceed 3 hours. The platform also guarantees the passengers protection from any form of maltreatment by airlines. This development was unveiled at a stakeholders meeting held at the NCAA Annex Office in Lagos State. The mobile application aims to help passengers locate the boarding areas promptly, expedite refunds in case of cancellations, and secure compensation when the delays exceed the regulatory time. The Dangote Refinery and petrochemical is set to begin fuel export to South Africa, Angola, and Namibia. It is believed that the management of the 650,000 barrel per day capacity refinery is at advanced stages of talks with the countries to start lifting fuel. For other African countries, Niger Republic, Chad, Burkina Faso, and Central African Republic had also started negotiation with the refinery. Meanwhile, more countries are expected to signify interest in lifting the fuel from the refinery in the coming month. And on the foreign scene tonight, the former Director General of the National Financial Investigation Agency in Equatorial Guinea, Balstar Angoga, has been remanded in Malaba's Black Beach prison. The Mbato former anti-graft chief was arrested days ago for allegedly recording over 400 sex tapes involving the wives of prominent figures in the country. This scandal surfaced during a fraud investigation into the 54-year-old economist, resulting in an impromptu search of his home and office by the officials who reportedly discovered several CDs that reveal his sexual encounters with different married women. Gaza's Civil Defense Agency says 30 people, including 13 children, were killed in Israeli strikes on 2 houses in the north of the Palestinian territory. Our civil defense said the phased strike early Sunday hit a house in Jabalia, northern Gaza, killing at least 25 people, including 13 children, and injuring more than 30. Since October 6, the Israeli military has been engaged in a withering air and a ground assault in the areas of northern Gaza, including Jabalia, saying they are seeking to stop Hamas militants from regrouping there. Russia and Ukraine have carried out their largest drone attacks against each other since the start of the war. Russia's defense ministry says intercepted 84 Ukrainian drones over 6 regions, including some approaching Moscow, which forced flights to be diverted from 3 of the capital's major airports. Ukraine's Air Force said Russia's launched 145 drones towards every part of the country, with most shut down. The barrage comes amid expectation that the U.S. President-elect Donald Trump may put pressure on both sides to end the conflict. Chad has accused Sudan of arming and financing rebel groups on the Chadian territory with the aim of destabilizing its neighborhood. The Chad claims Sudan is aiding a rebellion by members of the Zangawaz ethnic group operating out of Sudan's southern region. The rebels based in Sudan are led by Osman Dilo, the younger brother of the Chadian opposition leader Yahya, who was killed by the Chadian military forces earlier this year. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has appointed U.S.-born Yechel leader and official who previously served as chief of staff in the finance ministry as the next Israeli ambassador to the United States. Netanyahu said in a statement that he is a highly capable diplomat and eloquent speaker and possesses a deep understanding of American culture and politics. Later, his appointment came 3 days after Donald Trump's election for a second term as U.S. president, celebrated by many Israelis because of his strong support for Israel. On the sports tonight, the Confederation of African Football (CAF) has told Edo Queens and the other 8 teams that are participating in the Africa Women's Champions League, which kicks off this weekend, that they stand to get a princely sum of $600,000 if they win the competition. The CAF Women's Champions League is a competition started by current CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe in 2021, and this year's prize money has increased by 52% to over $2,250. The teams vying for the CAF's Premier Women's Club title alongside the Edo Queens are defending the champions, and the Malis Downstamps of South Africa, University of Western Cape, also South of Africa, and Asfar of Morocco, FC Master of Egypt, Angels, the Malina of Senegal, TP Mozambique of Dr. Congo, and CB of Ethiopia. Nigerian internationals Ademola Lookman and Maduka Okoye will face off in a crucial Serie A clash as the red-hot Atalanta was struggling the Udinese in the game week 12 fixtures at the Gateway Stadium in Bergamo. The encounter will pit Lookman, who had been in scintillating form with 8 goals this season, and against the Super Eagles goalkeeper Okoye, who is looking to bounce back from the disappointing own goals in the 2-0 loss at Juventus last weekend. Lookman heads into the match brimming with confidence after scoring Atalanta's impressive 2-0 Championship League victory over the Stonegate at the Mercedes-Benz Arena on Wednesday. The 27-year-old forward has been instrumental in the ladder's recent surge, which has seen them go unbeaten in their last 9 games, winning 7 and drawing 2. And as we wrap up the news prime, let's take a look at our top stories. President Tinubu has arrived in Saudi Arabia for joint Arab-Islamic summit. Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority has introduced a mobile app to curb airline delays and protect passengers. And in sport, CAF challenges Edo Queens and other teams to win Africa Women's Champions League and get $600,000. And as a package of News Prime coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. A reminder that we are on DSTV channel 365, on StarTimes channel 276, and free to air on Nicomsat. You can watch us on all social media platforms at Global TV NG. My name is Adikan Michael. Thanks for watching. See you again.